We're back in Dallas, and I'm now joined by Baylor starting linebacker, Katon Thomas. Keaton, so good to be with you. How's the day been going so far?
Yes, ma'am. I'm super thankful for being here. Thank you for having me. It's been awesome, a great opportunity. This is my first time in Frisco, so yeah, everything's bigger in Texas, like they say. So just enjoying the moment.
You look sharp. No green, no yellow in this suit?
So I try to, I'm a color guy, so I like to mix it up a little bit. Of course, I love my green and gold, but this was speaking to me, it was talking to me, and so it came out really well.
I like it. You look great.
Thank you.
When you think back to a season ago, 8-5 overall, how would you just describe the season and what you guys were able to accomplish or not accomplish?
Yes, man. Great question. So the one word I would have to describe last year would be perseverance. Right. We started 2-4. Not how you envision, your season to start. We got to our bye week. We had to find it within ourselves to change what we were told was going to be the rest of our season, the rest of our year. And, we found that. We dug deep, and we came out that pit and, dominated. Got a really good win streak, 6 games, and then, got a really good bowl game. Didn't finish how we wanted to, but still just grateful for everything that came about last season.
What does it mean to you to kind of carry the torch and be the defensive leader that all the guys on your roster are going to look to?
Yes, ma'am. It's a blessing. It's a dream come true. That's something you dream about, when you're a little boy or when you were playing the game and, on your dynasty career or whatever. And so, I'm just thankful I get to lead. I get to eventually pass the torch down to somebody else. And I'm thankful that Matt passed down a lot of really good things to me, and now I get to do the same.
Speaking of Matt, you guys were a two-headed monster. So much fun to watch in the middle. Obviously, you say goodbye to him and his production. Who's maybe a name or a guy that's kind of stepped up and really excites you to possibly play alongside this fall?
Yes, ma'am. Kylan Reed, Travion Barnes, both of them.
Okay.
I think they're the dogs, right? Travion is a guy, he was an all-conference player at FIU, and he came here, and, our relationship goes back a couple of years to junior college, and we met, and we talked about one day playing with each other, and it's possible this year. So super excited for both of those guys. Reed's a young buck, but he's been making a name for himself.
So you will become the new green dot, meaning you have the in-helmet communication with head coach Dave Aranda. What's that like? Do you enjoy it? Do you like having him in his ear? I imagine he's pretty stoic. Yeah. He's not going to get too high or too low in your ear.
Right, yeah, no, that's definitely how to describe it. Coach Aranda's kind of like this Zen master.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, never gets too high, never gets too low, but having him in my ear is going to be awesome. It's going to be cool. Last year was more looking to the sideline, relaying the call. Still be a little bit of that, but now that I have it in my ear, those tempo downs are going to be crucial, so it'll be easier for me to get everybody lined.
When you look forward to this fall, what are the expectations in Waco?
Yeah, so, we have a lot of love, a lot of hype, and I love it. A lot of people have been asking about pressure. Well, I told them, pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah.
one of the greatest sayings in the world, but super excited to show that we are who we say we are. We want to show our fans and the university and, our parents back at home that we're a team to be taken seriously, a team that wants to put fear in our opponents' eyes, and just excited to get on the field and have fun and maximize it.
Well, we appreciate the time, Keaton. Thank you so much, and
Yes,
I wish you the
ma'am.
best of luck this season.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's send it over to Greg, who's a starting quarterback, Sawyer Robertson of the Baylor Bears.
Yeah, and what a year he had last year. We're sitting here at media days last year, and we're like, this would be interesting. DeQuan Finn transfers in. But Sawyer Robertson saw a little bit of him at Mississippi State. I know they loved him at Mississippi State, so maybe he might be a role player. And here we are now. You're a preseason all Big 12 type of guy, man. I mean, what a difference a year makes, huh?
Yeah, no, it's cool. Obviously, had a lot of help with the teammates, just the connections I have with the receivers and offensive linemen, and we were able to get the ball rolling a little bit last year and kind of riding that momentum into the offseason and going into this season.
Is it kind of like one of those situations when you're a basketball player? We used to play the game like NBA Jam all the time. You make 3 straight threes, like he's on fire. That's kind of what you were the last 5 or 6 games of the year. It was off the charts. So what was it that you found there at midseason to be like, all right, full speed ahead, let's roll?
Yeah, for sure. Well, even a couple of those games that we lost that were really tight were games that we probably could have won. And so in the back of our heads the whole time, I feel like we were just like, once we get that first win, it's going to be hard to slow down. And that's exactly what happened after we were coming out of the bye week, beat Texas Tech, and then from then we didn't lose another conference game. Like you said, we just got the hot hand, and especially like offense, defense, special teams, everything was just clicking, and so we didn't really slow down.
Well, it was fun to watch, man, and I pulled some clips, and I had to be choosy because there were so many good ones down the stretch. But I kind of like touchdowns,
Right, yeah,
I kind of like those.
Yeah,
so we start
absolutely.
with those, and we got to the Kansas game, and there were a handful where you're throwing slot fades down the right sideline that were off the charts good. But one thing I really loved is how you can manipulate defenders with your eyes. This particular play that I pulled, I want everyone to take a look at his eyes and his drop. They are facing this way, which gets influence rolling this way in the defense, but he knows the whole time it's all points bulletin, see ya, 88 and out the gate to the right-hand side. But I absolutely love how you can manipulate guys, keep your eyes down the middle of the field, and hit the guy over the top for the touchdown.
Yeah, no, really good. Right here, you can get a better, right there. Kind of just moving the middle field safety. Don't want him to be able to affect the play at all. And so as far as to the left that I could have moved him, I was going to do it just to give Monterey there the best chance of catching the ball possible.
Because in the pre-snap, I'm not thinking, all right, I can get slot fade there because that guy's already cheated.
Right.
Pretty strong to the field.
Exactly.
So I got to move him, and you did so beautifully.
Exactly.
You did it a little later in the game, too, on a 3rd and 1 where you had a check, and then all of a sudden you take the same shot, touchdown, Bears, strike up the fight song. Another thing I love, too, is you're not a guy that's going to just take off and just run. Like, you choose your spots. It's there. You have it. But you choose your spots really, really well, and you don't force the issue when you have to. And this next play I absolutely love. It's 3rd and 7. That's pivotal in this conversation. All right, 3rd and 7, so you know exactly where you got to go. And everybody, because of wonderful technology at ESPN, you know it's the yellow line. The yellow line's not there on the field.
Right.
But when you're dropping back, you have a quarterback sense. You know how far I got to go to get. They bring internal pressure. It gets a little bit sloppy. They're dropping out. You could slide.
Right.
But it's 3rd down.
Right.
You don't.
Yeah, at that point, it's kind of like instincts just take over. You know, you try to get your team in the best possible position. You have an idea of where the first down's at, but like you said, the yellow line's not out there, and so it's kind of just put your shoulder pads down and get as many as you can, and then once you get tackled, you look up to try to see if you made it or not, and that's what happened on that play.
Yeah, and I actually noticed, I appreciated it even more, the level of awareness. You looked exactly in the right direction where the sticks were.
Yeah.
Like you could have looked at the wrong sideline.
Right,
that happens too, and that's always a little embarrassing. But really excited for you, man. Congrats on a great year last year. Know you're going to carry over all that momentum into this year, and just as long as you can deal with Spavital. Can you deal with him?
I can.
Yeah,
he's
okay?
a great one.
He's okay. He's
one.
fine.
Yeah.
He's fine. Let's not get carried away. I know you're going to have a great year, man.
Thank you.
Best of luck. All right, when we come back here, Big 12 Media Days continues on